this week's Hold, Flip or Dump. My name is Robin,
My name is Alex.
and we are your hosts. As always, this happens every week. We pick three tokens, and we choose to hold one, choose to flip one, and choose to dump one based on basically learning about them for about 5 minutes. So we try and keep it short and sweet. We learn about the tokens, and then we make the decision. We probably miss a lot of stuff, but it's an interesting exercise in finding information in a short amount of time and trying to sift through some of the misinformation and FUD that you often get with crypto projects. But this week, Alex has chosen the tokens. Alex, how did you choose these tokens? Where are they from?
Yes, so yet another week of our very own Love is Blind, but for crypto. We don't know anything about these tokens. We've never seen them before, and then we need to choose who we stick to.
That's a
So
good tip, actually. Maybe we should
these,
take that one a bit further and do an actual Love is Blind for
yeah,
crypto.
don't fall in love with these tokens. They look like Megan Fox, but then they don't. Um, Anyways, so how did I find these tokens? So these three tokens are top gainers from the past 7 days. We've got, let me just pull that up. We've got ONDO, we've got Toncoin, and finally we've got the Internet Computer Price. Not entirely sure I've ever heard of any of these. Let me just pull them up. There we go. Finally up on screen. So that's Ondo. I've got Toncoin, and then we've got ICP. So top gainers in the past 7 days. Again, I've not looked at any other views of these charts. I don't know how the historical price looks like, and Robin hasn't either. So we'll go into it in just a minute. We've got a couple of news to go through, right?
Yeah, let's start with the stories of the week before we go into any token specifics. What have you got, Alex? Have you got anything that's piqued your interest?
Yes. So is Ethereum dying? That's a key question. So we all knew that Solana was considered an Ethereum killer, but maybe this is the moment for Solana to actually start stabbing Ethereum in the back. Who knows? So last week we spoke about the meme coin craze, briefly mentioned that Solana was growing, and probably we'll mention this or a similar piece of news. But in any case, it's flipping in terms of activity. So Solana is starting to take some of that market share, and it's quite interesting to see that even if those transactions fail, people are still going there. What do you think? What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I saw this news article last week, and it's interesting that Solana. I mean, I had no idea that Solana was doing this well in terms of volume, but obviously because of the meme coin craze, it has flipped Ethereum, and it seems like people are just going nuts. The thing about Solana is that from a investor's perspective, it's actually a much smoother process, and especially if you're trying to trade on Ethereum layer one on the Ethereum mainnet, like gas fees are crazy. It's there are a few more hoops you've got to jump through. There's a bit more knowledge you need before you can start trading. Whereas Solana, I think you can just see a TikTok and 5 minutes later you can have a meme coin. It's a much easier onboarding experience. So I think that's one of the reasons. Just retail and normies coming into because it's easy. But I think yeah, it says even as transactions fail. I don't know what the number is, but I think it's above 50%. Like if you're on Solana and you're trying to buy a meme coin, you'll probably encounter a failed transaction because of the volume on the network. Yeah, 50% of transactions failing for around 20 minutes. And I think the way people are getting around this is just by spamming the buy button until the transaction goes through. But it's not a great user experience. So mostly user experience better, but in certain instances, or like if you're not used to what a failed transaction is, then that's potentially a bit of a roadblock. But yeah, I think we'll see this change in the future as Ethereum layer twos become more popular amongst retail. Because right now we've just had the the blobbening, and blobs are now here to stay, which means lower transaction fees on layer twos. And I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing some meme coin or NFTs going viral on Ethereum layer twos as well. We'll see.
Okay. Yeah, so one thing that I was thinking about, so last week I was away on holidays, and I used a different airline from the one I usually use to go away around Europe. And the user experience was terrible. I had to go through so many different things. It took ages to get an email confirmation. It took ages to get the boarding pass. It was just, I mean, ages means that it probably took a couple extra minutes than what I'm used to. And so in this case, it's important. I had this moment of inspiration. So in terms of all-time NFT sales volume, yes, we still have about 8 times more volume on Ethereum compared to Solana. But if we then see those users, the traffic of users, it's getting very, very close. Very close there. So I went on and I just did a really quick Google search in terms of airlines, just using that inspiration that I had from being abroad. And as we can see, you've got still Ryanair that, in my opinion, is just not a great experience. EasyJet as well. I use it quite a bit, but just price-wise, not because it's an amazing experience. But I'm guessing that in this case, these low-cost airlines, they have high levels of volume, just because it gets people from A to B, and that's the easiest thing. They just need to get to their destination, and if they can do it for the lowest price, then they'll do it. You still have the the more premium airlines, but at the end of the day, these low-cost airlines are still getting a lot of market share. So an interesting revelation for me, at least, is whether Solana is the Ryanair of crypto.
Interesting. Yeah, I like the analogy. I like the airline analogy. So Solana, in this instance, you're saying has a worse user experience than Ethereum, but
more on the transaction side. I still don't like the Ethereum wallets. I think it's just too complicated. But in terms of the network itself, yeah, absolutely.
Interesting. I also like the computer operating system analogy, that Ethereum is like the Linux of operating systems. I don't know what Solana would be in this case. Maybe Solana would be Mac OS or something like that. But it's interesting to frame the blockchain stuff in other ways. So your experience with Ryanair was not a good one, or did you go fly EasyJet?
No, I flew with some other airline. I actually think it was Lufthansa. So, just trying something new. And another piece of news is, question for everybody: can you make $1 million with your selfies?
I've been trying and failing.
Yeah. So, maybe you've got millions of dollars worth of crypto in your phone, in your gallery. So, back in the day, Indonesian creator sold over $1 million worth of NFTs, just selling his selfies. And just check out the quality of the selfies. Here we go. So there's a lucky NFT trader, NFT collector that has this on their wallet. And again, the project was this individual taking a selfie every single day for about 5 years, and ended up turning over $1 million. If you're in the US, you're in a European country, that is very good money, of course, but imagine how much that is if you're in Indonesia. So he could have just stayed in the shadows, never coming back, just buying expensive cars. Maybe he already did that and he's coming back for more. So he's launching a NFT and token project. And still, I don't know a lot about the nature of these NFTs or the utility of the token, etc. But this guy's back, and who knows? Maybe inspires more people to make millions of dollars selling their selfies. What do you think?
This is a man that clearly understands how to leverage the zeitgeist. He's managed to sell a lot of NFTs during the NFT craze, and is now trying to ride the meme coin wave as well. And if you can do it, why not? Why not? Yeah, that's interesting. I'm amazed that he was able to do 1.8 million
Yeah.
in volume on NFT selfies, but there were crazier stories back in the heyday of the NFT craze, like we were talking about last time with and the dog with hat NFT last week we spoke about it sold for millions of dollars. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't think I'm personally going to be buying this meme coin. What about you?
Yeah. I'm just not really into meme coins. I don't really. I keep getting airdrops constantly, and I just try and sell them if I can. I am again. I'm not entirely sure what the historical value of this picture will be, but hey, if one day you can just pass this on to your children as part of their inheritance, then maybe this will have some value in the future. But yeah, that's the thing. So meme coins or meme NFTs, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something that I don't really follow. So yeah, well, I mean, again, congratulations to this gentleman, and he's back. But yeah, if this is inspiring you to make millions of dollars with your selfies, go for it. If he did it, why not you?
Yeah. Why
Inspiration
not?
for the week. There we go.
I'm going to start tomorrow. Off the back of that, I have a couple
Yeah.
of news stories that I will share as well. Let me share my browser. So the first one is kind of on the same NFT meme coin tangent. BlackRock, the Wall Street giants, has recently established themselves on chain. So they've got a fund, they've got a crypto address, they've got a wallet, and everybody knows that they've got this because it's been officially confirmed as the BlackRock wallet. I'm sure they've got many, but this is just one of them. And as a result, everybody's been sending everything they've got, all the meme coins, all the NFTs to this wallet address. So BlackRock now owns a crypto dick butt, which I'm sure they're thrilled about. I'm sure that they were just waiting for somebody to send it to them. But it's a craze. Like they if you look at their wallet, they've got all kinds of meme coins. Whether or not they'll do anything with them, we don't know. But somebody in BlackRock is going to have a very interesting job going through all of this stuff, deciding what to do with it. Because some of it's worth a lot. I mean, crypto dick butts, I don't know what the floor price is now, but it's probably hundreds of dollars, if not thousands. So,
Wow.
yeah, it's not insignificant. They would be stupid just to leave it there, but we'll see what happens.
That plus gas fees. So like people are really, yeah. Sometimes, back in the day, in the 90s, early noughties, you would go to someone's house, ring the bell, then run off. In this case, you just spend a few $100s to, to take the piss. So, well, there we go. Love
I think it's
it.
good marketing. I think it's good marketing. If your NFT collection can say officially owned by BlackRock, I think that's a good thing to put on the website.
Yeah, absolutely. Our investors are trusted by, and then you've got, yeah, actually, that wouldn't be a bad marketing strategy. Just send a few of your meme coins to BlackRock and then just put their logo on your website. Our holders, and then you've got BlackRock on the site. Well,
That might be a shortcut to getting sued by BlackRock, but yeah, not financial or marketing advice.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's not. Okay, very interesting.
And the
What's
second one,
next?
the second news article is just a quick one. I won't go into too much detail about this, but it's about Blast, the layer 2 from the founders of the Blur marketplace. So this is one of my favorite NFT accounts. You should definitely follow NFT Stats if you're not already. But they suggested this new system for minting NFTs. The idea is the collector pays the ETH to mint NFT so far, as it would be normally. And then step 2, the creator vaults the ETH and earns 4% yield on it. Now this part is interesting because Blast Layer 2 gives staking ETH straight back to the people on the Layer 2. Most Layer 2s don't reward anyone for holding ETH on their blockchain, but Blast will give any wallet that holds ETH 4% yield. So in theory, if a creator was to sell NFTs on Blast, they would get 4% on anything that they sold. And then the third thing is another interesting dynamic. Collectors can redeem NFTs for the mint price if it doesn't work out. So it's kind of like you're paying the creator, you mint an NFT, and then if at some point in the future you want to return that NFT for the original ETH, you get that back. And what that means is that two things. Firstly, the collector has this ability to cash out at any point. They can return their ETH to the contract, get their money out, no problem. And secondly, the creator can get 4% on the total amount that they sell their collection for. So let's say it's a big collection. Let's say they've made 100 ETH. That's 4% yield on that, which is not insignificant. That's kind of like a creator royalty. Apparently somebody is doing this. Blaster XYZ. I don't know anything about that, but I just thought it was an interesting take on the NFT financial model.
Very interesting. So who's providing the liquidity to pay back? Because obviously you cannot just mint more ETH to pay back if someone wants to redeem it.
So the ETH stays in the NFT contract. So nobody withdraws that. If you buy an NFT for 1 ETH, that ETH goes to the NFT contract and stays there. And then if you want in the future to get a refund, you can get that back from the contract. And then the creator just earns the yield on top of that. So anything that is earned on top of the 100 ETH, let's say, that's in the contract, that goes to the creator and acts as like a ongoing reward for having the collection.
Okay, very interesting, because for a long time we all, in crypto Web3, there was a conversation of decentralization and you need to hold your own assets, but this is actually going against it, because it's you buying something, but what you just bought stays in smart contracts and then you can be protected, right? And in the future, if it doesn't work out, then you can redeem it for the original amount, which is, I'm guessing, what banks do, right? Like, oh, I'll protect your money because I can protect it better than you can. And then, there's other institutions that can protect your funds and stuff. So it's quite interesting because, they're developing a layer 2 that essentially acts like a centralized institution, right? And
I think that
interesting.
Blast is an interesting one because they're paying the yield they get from staking ETH, because they stake ETH to protect the security of the network, just like every layer 2 does. But Blast are passing on that staking yield to anyone that holds ETH on their layer 2, which I think is going to create a bit more pressure on other layer 2s to follow suit, because if you're choosing where to hold your ETH, why not put it on a blockchain that gives you 4% as opposed to nothing? Nice. So yeah, it's an interesting idea. I'll give that tweet a like.
Wow,
cool. So should we move on to the tokens now? I think you put them somewhere.
Yes, absolutely. I can share the...
Yeah, I've got it. ONDO Finance is the first one, right?
Yes. So once again, don't know much about these tokens. ONDO, do you know anything about ONDO?
No, this is the first time I've come across ONDO.
Yeah, no idea. It came into the market. Yeah, came in market at the start of this year. So January 24, and it's been up ever since.
Yeah, which is quite rare. And there's a little dip around March time. Where are we? Yeah, just a couple of weeks ago. And then it's been a big spike since then. So let's see, what can we find out about ONDO? Let's have a look at what's in the news. Any news articles about ONDO? ONDO price soars past 100% in a week, more upside expected. Whales accumulate ONDO amid a RWA token buying frenzy. Oh, so this is real world assets, I believe. ONDO financially distributes 49.7 million to fresh wallets. So let's find their website. I don't know what's going on with my crypto market cap, but got a weird little. There we go.
Yeah, that happens to me sometimes. But on the website, funny enough, they've got BlackRock, they've got Morgan Stanley, Mantle, Polygon as their crypto native partners and service providers. So they're saying that the ecosystem is supported by the likes of BlackRock, Morgan Stanley, Coinbase. I'm wondering if all they've done is send them some ONDO to their wallet.
Maybe. let's not cast allegations around, but I hope that they have a deeper partnership than that. They're listing US dollar and US treasuries as available. So I think this is part of the real world assets playbook, which is to, now that we've established that USDC, USDT, it's possible to tokenize US dollars in a very effective way, and that's some of the biggest use cases, real world use cases that we've got for crypto at the moment. The next easiest asset is treasuries and T-bills and things like that. So this may well be a company that's involved in that. I think that people involved in RWA, real world assets conversion, largely agree that eventually everything's going to be on chain, right? We're going to have your house is going to be on chain, your rental contract, everything that currently exists as some kind of asset or some kind of concept offline would be taken onto the blockchain. And the next easiest thing is existing financial objects like treasuries. So I think there's a lot of upside if they manage to crack this particular nut. I think that is going to be huge. I don't know anything about ONDO, but if they are working on that and they seem to have some partnerships, I would want to know what stage are they at. Are these treasuries actually being traded? It kind of looks like they are. Yeah, it looks like you can buy them.
Okay.
Short-term US government treasuries, $105. Interesting. This share class.
Very cool. So I'm guessing they've got. I'm guessing they have their own marketplace as well, so you can trade that. Because I'm not sure if you can then go on to any other marketplace to trade these.
Well, I'm guessing it's an ERC20.
Tokenized assets.
So if it's I would guess that maybe you can get this on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. Let's have a look. OUSG. It appears to be something. Is this the same one? Yeah, ONDO Finance. So it seems like it is being traded.
Okay.
Yeah, so this could be huge. I'm no TradFi. I don't know a huge amount about TradFi, but I do know that treasuries are one of the largest, if not the largest, form of real-world assets. So if we can get this on chain, that would be a big win.
I totally agree, especially now that there's a lot of projects trying to tokenize the property market and different, like this, bonds, and even luxury cars, watches, sneakers, Pokemon cards. There we go. So it's interesting. I think that the real world asset tokenization is something that I'm quite excited about.
Yeah, me too.
So
Ethereum, Polygon, and Solana. So they've got they're obviously expanding the reach. I think trading US Treasuries on Polygon or Solana would be a cheap way of getting in on that market, of diversifying your portfolio a little bit.
Very interesting. Really cool. Okay, I mean, price-wise, it's a bit difficult to analyze because obviously it's been around for under 3 months. Yes, it's been going up and up and up and up, but not everything goes up always. Again, there's not a lot of indicators. It's a bit difficult to do any technical analysis, but so far, I mean, project-wise, I think it's quite exciting.
Yeah, definitely one to watch. I would suggest that is a very interesting project to follow. I've been meaning to do some research into RWA and the kind of the market there, because I think that could be ripe to grow very quickly in the near future. Obviously, ONDO is doing very well, but definitely one to watch. Maybe we should do an episode on just real world assets, tokens, and stuff like that in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Moving on, I see that you've got Toncoin open.
Yes. So Toncoin, I believe, unless I'm very much mistaken, is the Telegram crypto. Am I right?
Yeah, I think it's related to it. I'm not entirely sure in what capacity.
Let's have a look at their websites.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ton stands for the Open Network.
I see.
Learn
Okay.
something every day.
So getting
That
started.
is how little we know about these tokens.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
come across Toncoin because I actually have some. So I should probably like declare that or whatever, in case the SEC is watching. But the Toncoin is the native token for Telegram, I guess you could say, and Telegram has been rolling out their native wallet, which actually, if you're on Telegram, you've already got. So you can go in and you can open your wallet. You can buy with your credit card. You can buy. I think they allow one of the stable coins, Toncoin or Ethereum. I think those are the three currencies you can buy. And then you can use that in any Telegram chat. So you can send it to your friends. You can use Telegram bots, of which there are several. We've done a previous episode on Telegram bots, and it's an easy way to get in, basically. And I like the Telegram system because you already have the interface. You don't have to learn how to use it. There's just buttons and there's a text box, and that's it. And so if you have your crypto already in your Telegram wallet, then it opens up access to trading via various Telegram trading bots. It opens access to an easy way to just pay a friend back for lunch or whatever. And I think this is one of the contenders for like bridging that gap between normal people and crypto. I think a lot of people right now, Telegram has a huge user base, and it's big in crypto, but it's also big in non-crypto circles. So if they can crack that nut and get people to use the Telegram wallet as like a PayPal or a Venmo or whatever, like just a thing that everybody uses to transfer money easily. Fees are low, it's instant, and it's accessible to anyone. I think it's got a good chance of being very successful.
Wow. What is the use of Ton though? Do you use it for transaction fees? Do you use it for? Do you know what I'm saying? Is it just a token? Is it for I don't know, voting power? Like what is the value of Ton and why does it go up like it's doing at the moment?
Yeah, that's a good question. I assume there is a white paper somewhere that lists the tokenomics. I only have a very small amount because I used it to test out a Telegram bot that we were building. But I would, if I was going to invest seriously, I would definitely want to know. I want to read this white paper, which I'm not going to do now. But they obviously do have some utility, and they obviously do go through that in more detail.
Yeah. Okay. Well, according to this description on CoinMarketCap, there's different services, and there's also custodial and non-custodial wallets. And then you can also access dApps and deploy dApps directly that can be accessible via Telegram. So I don't know, there's not a lot of information as to the utility of the token, but I'm going to assume that you need Ton coins to deploy apps, to create wallets, and hopefully also to be able to transact and swap tokens, send tokens, etc. So yeah, That's my assumption. But again, I'd like to know more, just like you said, before. Yeah.
Yeah, it's doing very well. So I let's see, let's look at the price chart again. Yeah, look at that. In the last month, we've gone from just over $2 to $5.50. So it's 2x in the last month.
And it's on all-time highs. There we go. Check that out.
Yeah, very good.
Big gains for Ton. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Interesting. Okay. Well, moving on to the final token then. Internet Computer, ICP. So this is one that I've come across in the past. One of the names for Ethereum was the Internet Computer, like the idea that you can have this computing power that's distributed across multiple computers. But I believe the Internet Computer is actually a layer 1 that is separate from Ethereum. I don't know. The things I don't know are what is being built there, what's kind of volume do they have over there, why are people using it, if they are using it, but it seems to be doing well. It's been around, let's see, it's been around for many years now. All time, wow, it's really had a spike at the start. May 2021, so yeah, it's been around for about 3 years. And it's historically, it just dropped pretty much after that first spike, and it's been hovering around $5-6 for years and years, and then recently it's had an uplift of interest. So why is that? Let's see if there's any news articles we can find out about. AI innovations, here we go. Are they tapping into the AI market somehow?
Yeah, I'm trying to understand whether, because they've got this blockchain computing cloud. So I'm wondering if, just like we explored last week with some of these democratized computing networks for AI, I don't remember exactly what token that is. If you watched it or you know which one we're talking about, just let us know. But yeah, maybe that's what's going on. Maybe they've just released some features that help you deploy AI models on chain. I don't know. I'll let you comment on that.
That's a good shout. Decentralized compute has been definitely strong in the last few weeks. So if they have pivoted to some kind of decentralized AI model, then that could well be the cause of this. I'm reading this article, but it's not giving me very much information apart from the fact that the price is surging. But yeah, as we've spoken about before, decentralized AI is definitely something that people are currently throwing huge amounts of money at. So,
okay,
yeah.
brilliant. Interesting. Okay. Yet potentially another project that's trying to compete in the computing power, decentralized computing power for blockchain. Again, wish that we had a bit more time for each of these tokens, and maybe we need to review whether we give each other a bit more time. But maybe it's also valuable for projects, and especially we get into a point in the market that things are growing fast and interest is also expanding, and more people are coming into the market. So, maybe capturing people's attention and sharing what you're about in less than 5 minutes should be a good practice for everybody.
Definitely, yeah. I think it would be very useful for any project to see how people first come across their project, what the things that they can find out, what are the things they can't find out, and that's basically what we're doing. But yeah, do you have anything to add on ONDO, Toncoin, or ICP, or should we move on to the dramatic reveal?
Let's move on to the dramatic reveal. So, hold, flip, or dump, Robin.
Okay, so I am very bullish about real world assets, and as you can probably tell from what I said earlier, I would hold ONDO simply because of the narrative. And I know for a fact that there's a huge amount of value that's potentially going to be unlocked by giving people access to these financial models. Basically, it's unlocking a huge amount of TradFi. There's probably trillions of dollars. I don't know what the number is, but large numbers of US Treasury securities are currently completely, it's very difficult to get hold of. But if there's a token, then that obviously makes it much easier to get hold of. And if they're able to do that, I wouldn't be surprised if this price was to go up considerably over the long term. I would want to know more about what stage are they at and what kind of backing do they have, how robust is this model, because it's not an easy thing to as we've seen with just simple dollars, like some of the big dollar stable coins, some of the algorithmic ones went under. So it's risky, as is everything in crypto, but I would hold ONDO because I think there's a huge amount of value there. I would flip Toncoin because I think that in the short term they're obviously doing something well. Telegram is very familiar to everyone. Lots of people use it, and there's also another huge amount of value there that could be unlocked. I think it's harder to unlock that because you're speaking about normal people that don't necessarily have any exposure to crypto. They don't like doing new things, and it's a difficult nut to crack. But there is potential there, and it's obviously doing very well at the moment. And then I would dump the Internet Computer because I don't know this for a fact, but my current theory is that they are trying to realign themselves with AI, and maybe they are trying to get on this bandwagon, which is decentralized AI compute, and maybe they'll be successful, maybe they won't. But I think it's very competitive and very risky, and so I would dump ICP. What do you think, Alex?
Yeah, I don't think that this has happened in a long time, but I 100% agree with everything you just said. ONDO, super interesting project. Again, I'd like to learn a bit more about the utility of ONDO itself. I understand what's happening with all those other tokenized assets, but understanding, the value of ONDO, and how, if you're trading the tokenized assets, how does that affect the price of ONDO? But so far, I find it quite interesting. So once that question is answered, I think that would be a lot more confident. But yeah, ONDO as my hold, Toncoin as a flip. I would have put Toncoin on the hold stage, but we can only put one token at a time. So Toncoin, unfortunately, is on flip just because ONDO seems a bit more interesting. But still, Ton super bullish on it. And I would dump ICP, not because I understand it very well, but price wise, it's going to be very hard to make any substantial returns. So yeah, I agree with you on that decision.
Fantastic. Well, that's we'll keep it short, wrap it up, and let you get on with your days. I'm going to go away and send some of our Blobs NFTs to the BlackRock address and get ourselves in there, and then we can list it on the website, owned by BlackRock.
Yeah, supported by. Excellent. Well, more next week. Probably, could look into some of those real world asset projects next week. So
yeah, I like that idea. Let's do it.
Yeah, join us.
Join us next time.